Welcome to SimplyData, the digital alternative to efficient data collection within K-12 educational settings. Before implementing a system for progress monitoring student performance, it is critical to understand why data collection is so important. Within educational institutions, it is critical that educators frequently collect data on student performance in natural settings in order to monitor student progress towards short-term and long-term goals, and design improved learning outcomes for children. Organization of student data into graphic displays promotes a systematic method to educational decision-making that results in enhanced outcomes for all students. Research suggests that a data-driven approach to designing instruction and intervention for school-aged children results in many benefits, including the following: instructional changes to better meet documented student needs, higher quality individualized education program or IEP goals and objectives, and an overall increase in student performance. Despite the importance of data collection, many special educators experience great challenges in recording and analyzing student data while simultaneously delivering instruction and conducting daily classroom activities. In general, teachers across the United States report many similar reasons for their inconsistent record-keeping or lack of data collection, including the following: insufficient resources, limited time, inexperience, lack of knowledge or training on proper recording procedures, a perception that data are unrepresentative of student abilities, and the perception that data are difficult to manage. Without critical data, interpretations of a child's responses to various interventions may be based on subjective anecdotal notes and impressions. As a result, a majority of education specialists rely on their instinct, memory, or informal observations to gauge student progress on individual academic and behavioral goals, regardless of the rationale, neglecting to gather accurate, objective, and measurable data on the progress of students within the special education setting violates educational law as established under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Worse yet, failure to document student learning and behavior is a disservice to children with disabilities who receive special education services. As a response to the need for an efficient data collection system, the SimplyData application was designed to mitigate the obstacles that prevent educators from gathering and analyzing evidence of student progress toward academic and behavioral goals. SimplyData was developed as a user-friendly digital alternative to inadequate traditional data collection methodologies currently in place within K-12 educational settings. The application is a tool to improve the quality and quantity of progress monitoring so that educators may make informed instructional decisions to positively impact learning. The ultimate goal of SimplyData is student-centered, to enhance the quality of educational programs and maximize learning outcomes for all children. The following video tutorial is a visual talkthrough featured to optimize the SimplyData experience for all users of the app, who are both novice and experienced users of technology. The tutorial also briefly demonstrates how to navigate and operate the SimplyData application to maximize and ensure successful operation of this digital progress monitoring tool. The tutorial also teaches a user how to customize templates to fit student needs, input student data, create charts and graphs, analyze and compare baseline and intervention data, and detect trends in student learning. How to access the quick guide. After a user downloads the SimplyData application, open the SimplyData file folder. A user will be presented with blank templates that serve as a master copy and a link to the quick guide. Click the quick guide. The quick guide is a reference for educators to view the functions and significance of each data template included in the app. Page 1 lists behavioral templates, and page 2 lists academic templates. Next, click the web browser's back button and open the SimplyData templates folder to learn how to input data into templates. Along the bottom of a page, a user can find labeled template tabs. There are two ways to scroll through all templates. First, click the button next to the plus sign to scroll through a list of templates. Or simply click arrows at the bottom right of the tabs to scroll through each template. The first data template is a data collection schedule. Each child should have a simple schedule to organize and hold an instructional team accountable for when and where data will be collected on each goal and who is responsible to collect it. The next two tabs are templates to organize student progress on goals for the week and the month. Again, this is a helpful tool to quickly track and view student progress on a regular basis. Weekly progress should be summarized in monthly reports, and monthly reports should be more extensive. The next tab tracks antecedent behavior and consequence, or ABC data. Operationally define each behavior at the top. Record baseline data that describes what happens before and after behaviors, before intervention. Next, define intervention strategies and desired behaviors. Then record intervention data and compare the results with baseline data to measure the effectiveness of the strategies. Next, use the frequency template to record how often highly occurring behaviors are presented by entering the number of times a behavior occurred within the specified interval for each defined behavior. Compare frequencies in baseline and intervention data to determine effectiveness of intervention. This frequency template is identical, but measures behaviors by activity instead of time. Use the duration template to input how long defined behaviors occur. The template automatically averages the duration of each behavior in the baseline and intervention phases to make comparisons easy. The interval data template measures whether or not a defined behavior occurred in a specified time interval. Teachers can create their own codes to represent if a behavior occurred or did not occur. In this example, 1 means it was observed, and 0 means it was not observed, as shown here. As always, record intervention data and make comparisons with the baseline averages. Intensity data is useful to prioritize interventions for severe or aggressive behaviors. Refer to the intensity scale here to rate the intensity of each defined behavior in a specified interval. Again, the template automatically calculates averages in baseline and intervention data. Be sure to leave notes in the comments section, as qualitative data is valuable as well. Latency data is quite straightforward to record. First, define the desired behavior. Then, define the stimulus that will be given to trigger the desired behavior. Record the elapsed time between the stimulus and occurrence of the desired behavior. The average latency is highlighted here. In the task analysis template, begin by defining the target skill to be observed, the environment in which it will take place, and the materials needed. List each step in the task sequence, then define the probe schedule, or when testing without prompts will occur, define the instructional cue that will be given to initiate the task, and define the criteria for mastery. Refer to the prompt codes given, and feel free to add or modify prompts or abbreviations. Record level of prompting required for successful completion of each step. Make anecdotal comments and list the number of skills completed independently per observation. Using the transitions template, record both the duration and intensity of defined behaviors at transitions. A user may easily edit the list of transitions to fit a specific classroom. Simply click the word to be replaced, click backspace, and type the new word, then press enter. To use the permanent product template, enter the total number of questions or points available, the number completed, and the number correct. The template converts and averages the number correct into % correct. Basic reading level template records the level of text students are reading and their % accuracy. Enter correct words per minute and total words in a selected text. Note if the text is below, at, or above the student's reading level. General Academic Goals template is a universal, one-size-fits-all data sheet that can record progress on nearly any goal. Duplicate this tab as many times as necessary to match the number of academic goals a student has. The template works by breaking a goal into its measurable parts or variables and recording the level of prompting needed to successfully complete each component of the goal. Customizing templates. To create a student file, return to the File folder. Right-click SimplyData Templates. Select Make a Copy. Right-click the copied file and select Rename. Type the student last name and first name and click OK. The student now will have a file. Repeat this process until each student has a file. A user may delete or hide tabs that are not needed to measure certain students' goals. Simply right-click the tab and choose from the options given. A user may even change the color of the tab. To insert an additional row, click the number of the row where a new row will be inserted either above or below. Click Insert and select Row Below or Row Above. A new row will appear. To merge cells, click and drag items to highlight and select the Merge button in the toolbar. To insert a new column, click the letter of the column where a new column will be inserted to the right or left. Click Insert and select Column Right or Left. To undo, just click the back arrow button in the toolbar. To redo, simply click the forward arrow button in the toolbar. Creating graphs and charts. Click on a Data tab to make a graph. The following example demonstrates how to make a graph illustrating frequency by activity data. Review the data within the selected template to determine which variables of measurement the user wishes to include in the graph. Click and drag the computer cursor over the information to be included. Click Insert and select Chart. In this example, frequency of behaviors 1, 2, and 3 are being compared across classroom activities for one school day. Select the bar chart and click Insert. The chart will appear on top of the data template like so. To move the chart into its designated Chart tab, click on the chart, then click Edit and select Cut. Click the tab designated for graphs. In this example, the tab is labeled Frequency Activities Graphs. Right-click the empty space below the student and goal information. Paste the chart into the space by clicking Edit and selecting Paste. The chart is now ready to be edited if needed. Note that oftentimes the titles or axes of graphs may be incorrectly labeled due to inconsistencies in template formatting that occur while data is transmitted into a chart. To edit a graph title or axis title, click on the title to rename it and press Enter to apply changes. The graph is color-coded to match the descriptions of behaviors. In all templates, behavior 1 is blue, behavior 2 is red, behavior 3 is orange, and behavior 4 is green, which is not presented in this example. The chart is now complete and available for analysis. In this example, the chart illustrates the frequency of each behavior at each activity throughout the day. This information is helpful to identify when certain behaviors are the most frequent to develop supports for a student. To compare baseline and intervention data, simply locate the portion of the template that compares this type of data. Click and drag the computer cursor over the information to be included in the graph. Click Insert and select Chart. Select a chart type that best illustrates the data and click Insert. The chart will appear on top of the data template. Cut and paste the chart into the Graphs section. To edit a graph title or axis title, click on the title to rename it and press Enter to apply changes. To insert an additional chart, simply repeat these steps. Analyze data by comparing total or average incidences in each behavior during baseline and intervention phases. In the example above, baseline and intervention data for behavior 1 was compared. In this case, it is visually apparent that incidences of behavior 1 during baseline were significantly higher than incidences during intervention. Visually analyzing data in the manner above is not always feasible when examining data that appear to be variable or scattered. In this case, a team should create graphs and detect trends in learning to gain an overall sense of the direction that learning is occurring. To detect trends in learning, highlight information of interest to create a chart. To detect trends in data, it is best to select a line graph and/or scatter plot to create a trend line. In this example, both types of charts will be created, but first start with a line graph. Move the chart into its designated folder by cutting and pasting into the appropriate tab. Edit chart titles as necessary. Now create a trend line by clicking Insert and select Drawing. Click Line. Click and drag the mouse across the screen to create a line. Now click Save and Close. Grab the line with the cursor and place it along the average. Refer back to the data page to see the calculated average if the user forgets. Count the number of points below and above the average line. Here, there are more points above the average, so the learning trend appears to be positive. Repeat all of these steps to create a scatter plot. Click Insert and Chart. Select Chart Type. Scroll down to find Scatter Plot. Select the scatter plot. Click Insert. Cut and paste the chart into the appropriate Graphs tab. Make the chart bigger by grabbing the corner and pulling outwards. Rename the titles as necessary. And now the user has two graphs to compare. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the first step to implementing the SimplyData system. Next, return to the application homepage to browse all of SimplyData features. First, view the quick guide to review the functions and significance of each data template included within the application. Then browse the data templates and review suggestions for implementation of the SimplyData system. Next, view a disclaimer on the confidentiality laws of student records and the importance of operating SimplyData from a secure network. Lastly, read about the SimplyData mission and purpose. And good luck! Happy progress monitoring. You can do it.